So this will be the fourth part of my let's replay of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I've just noticed a quest that I think I was looking for at the end of the last episode I couldn't find. Maybe they only appear during the day. I didn't check that. So here are Nathan and Monica, who cannot find one of their team members. I think they've run away from danger, if I remember rightly, and they don't know what to do. So it's whether. So I'm going to say that they should they should rescue their friend, but they won't because they're scared and possibly weak. So instead, we now have the mission of rescuing their friend for them, which I'll do. Let's start by fast travelling, just a little part of the way. And then over this way. It's a fairly simple mission in the start of the game, this one. Just find someone, and it counts towards that completion percentage that we're working on. In general, if I do carry this on, if there's enough interest and I keep going this playthrough, I will aim to do every single mission as I go along. I'll really take it to 100%. I'm not really interested in grinding, but if something aggroes me at the moment, unless it's big and scary, I'll probably fight it. I would like to learn a few more arts, so let's just get behind this thing to use backslash. Even so, still doesn't do all that much damage. I'm very weak at this stage in the game. I just can't believe how long it takes to kill some of these things. But this one's about to go down, at least. Oh wow. Couple more of them. They won't leave us alone. And Lynn's starting to get hurt. Which is a problem, as she's the tank, so she's the one keeping the rest of us alive. Need someone to use a green art to catch that soul voice of Lynn's, but yeah, I obviously can't at the moment. Playing with just two arts is tedious, but alright. Anyway, where are we trying to get to now? It's over here somewhere. And so here is Connor, the missing team member. But he won't go home until he has found his comm device, or rather until we have found his comm device for him. So now we must do that. So we'll go and find a comm device, communications device, I suppose I should say. Yeah, he dropped it over here. He just tells you he needs to find it and has no idea where it is, but for some reason it's just conveniently marked on the map. Slight breach of realism, but helpful for gameplay. Now up here, the comm device is next to two level 36s that can one-shot me. The idea is that you do this with stealth. Because I've seen some people see this and think they just weren't meant to be doing this mission, but no, you are meant to do it at this stage. You just they only can aggro you if they see you in front of them. So the idea is to walk in and grab the comm device, which is this red diamond, without them seeing you. If you go straight in front of either of them, they aggro you, and if you don't jump off the cliff and run very quickly, you probably die. Even if you do jump off the cliff and run very quickly, it's a high chance of dying. But anyway, got that easily enough, and now I head back. Very close to going up a class level, so hopefully I'll be learning a few more arts soon. It's interesting how different this stage of the game is to the post-game and other things like that. So I'm used to, I've got quite used to fights lasting for a few seconds, unless I'm taking on something like a global nemesis. Well, unless you're fighting one of the global nemesis, almost everything else is just a few seconds. Whereas at this stage in the game, that's not the case at all. But also, the other thing that's good at this stage in the game is just all the exploration, the running around and so on. It's just pretty good fun. Later on, you either fly in a skell or you tend to fast travel everywhere. But at this point, run, jump, and it's a beautiful world in this game. So anyway, now Connor's going to ask us to take out the dangerous enemy that caused the problems. But it's probably a bad idea for us to go for that at the moment. It's pretty tough. Maybe when I have a few more, when I've gone up a few class levels. I think now is a good time to jump into New LA and explore. So there are lots of missions to be found around New LA, lots of people to meet, and so that's something else I should be doing, is running around NLA a bit. So this is Blade Tower, and that needs mechanical level 4, so I won't be opening that anytime soon. This is Lara Nara. He gives various missions later on in the game. I get an achievement for talking to someone for the first time. Also, was that another yellow box I noticed? No, that's the same one. So, starting out with exploring NLA, you can get a lift, you can get a transport, but my method of getting down to the residential district is to jump. And I've just discovered the residential district. So that needs level 3, which obviously I don't have yet. I think I can open this one though. Yep, this was level 2, which I did have. And I obtained some limited diving body wear from doing that. I don't think I'm going to be running around in that. I might check if it's got any good stats. It probably doesn't though. So that's that mission I picked up called Marry Me. It's the prerequisite for picking up this this mission, but that requires you to be level 21, and would just generally be quite a bad idea for me at the moment, as it sends you all the way to Coldross. It's fun to talk to various people, they tell you all sorts of things. and they create links on the affinity chart, which I think are necessary to unlock some of the missions. I'm not going to run around talking to people too much. But I am just going to have a general wander around NLA at this point. Get the landmarks on. Try and find a few missions. There are a few around. Far more appear as the game goes on, obviously. It's quite a nice town, NLA. I think it's not as exciting as it could be. Perhaps I'm sure there are better towns in some games that focus on them. It works well enough as a hub and a place to pick up missions, which is basically what it's here for within the context of this game. I'll admit that all the running and jumping does get a little bit dull. Might just run for a bit. It's slightly slower just running versus running and jumping. Actually, later on with a scale, you go a lot faster. Though, to be honest, run and jump is pretty fast, considering the size of the world and so on. Here's the hangar. This is where I'd go to meet Doug if I wanted to put him on my team, but I don't want to do that at the moment. I think I'll leave the hangar till later on. But I am going to run through the commercial district, which is just over here. There's a couple of missions in the commercial district I can pick up, which I'm planning on doing. Oh wow, seeing on the mini-maps quite a lot of affinity missions. I'd forgotten how many there were around here. Not sure if I'll be able to do all of this yet. Ties that bind, required level 15 max members for complete chapter 4 first. So obviously I can't do that yet. So affinity missions are sometimes optional, sometimes not. Missions with voiced cutscenes. Some of them recruit characters, some of them help you get closer to characters. So that one with a minimum level of 14 and 3 party members max is a recruitment mission for Yelv, who's standing there. So I could take that on if I was 3 levels higher and drop some party members first. This renewed will, which requires you to have Elmer and Lynn and drop Arena, and also requires you to be level 15. I think that's actually Arena's first affinity mission, so it'll teach us one of her unique arts as well as telling us a bit about her. She then appears during the missions. The reason she can't be in at the start. Anyway, this is just a normal mission. A couple of punks are picking a fight with a blade, who doesn't seem capable of defending himself. So now you basically have the option here. It's quite funny. You can reveal yourself in front of the ruffians to save Justin, or you can stay put. If you stay put, you get to see him get beaten up. I'm going to step forth and save him. It doesn't really have any effect beyond the cutscene just now. What happens when you what happens there? That you have the choice of whether you want to see him get beaten up or not. He survives, by the way, if you let them hurt him. So now talking to Justin, and I think he's going to ask me for some materials or something to fix his car. Yeah, 2 anhydrous radiators. I'll accept the mission. I'm not going to set it as my navigation target. If I just run around Primordia, that will complete. So those items are collectibles. Whenever it says gather in Primordia, it will gather in a region. It means collectibles, which are the blue diamonds. So just running around exploring will lead to completing that mission. And here is another chest I can open. Sorry, I'm just double checking the map on my screen. That's the reason for the brief pause there. And over here is yet another mission. So Jo is the barista at this cafe, and she's broken the espresso machine and wants us to obtain some materials with which she can fix it. I don't have the materials at the moment. I will do when I've explored more of Primordia. So I think that might be all I can do in the residential district at the moment. Obviously, once I've got the stuff they need, I'll be able to do more. So now it's time, I think, to run over to the industrial district, which I'm hoping is over here. It's over here unless I've gone the wrong way. Yep, so this is back where we started. Well, back when we first came into NLA in the prologue. The area back here is important later on. There's some quests I really enjoy. That person with the yellow speech bubble, someone with info, basically every single mission I think, and every item, everything that can be done that will add to your completion percentage. Somewhere in the world there's a person with a yellow bubble that gives you info on it, a tip basically on what it is you need to do. But finding all of the yellow bubbles could be a challenge in itself. So this needs level 3 mechanical for this chest back here. So I can't open that at the moment. But obviously you can... so some of the yellow bubbles might help you out, and others maybe you don't find them and you just complete whatever the task was without having found them. There is an achievement, I think, for finding every single piece of info. The info, the yellow bubbles, don't go away because you've succeeded in the task. You can still get them afterwards, so you can get that achievement even if you do it out of order. Tika and Alexa, they're hanging out there. They're important later on if you want them to be. Then they're not. Working hard. So here's Yardley, who wants everything to be cheap, and wants us to provide some materials so he can fix a machine he's working on for a highly lucrative project. This is quite an important mission, though I'm not going to explain why at the moment. It requires 4 LWO2 space analyzers, which I already have, and a California sunset, which I don't yet have. California sunsets can only be found in caves, and I haven't explored any cave. Well, I've been in a cave very briefly, the rock cavern, at the end of the rock cavern I was required to find for Kirsty, but then I ran around in it a bit. Didn't run around in it enough, clearly, because I didn't get a California sunset. The game doesn't tell you they can only be found in caves, it just says search Primordia. It's from experience, I know that I know that they're in caves in Primordia and not on the field. That is probably one thing this game isn't so good on. It makes it sort of something of a barrier to entry, as there are a lot of rare items or hard to find items, and very little help within the game other than just spend ages searching. A similar issue is if you come up with some particular build you want to try out for combat that uses particular traits on weapons or armour, sometimes you might have to kill 10, 20 or 30,000 of the same enemy to get that piece of gear with the traits you want. Some of them are incredibly rare. Right, so I've now run around the industrial district and the commercial district and the residential district, and I've picked up some missions. I'm going to hop back to mission control in the admin district, just see if there's anything relevant to pick up there as well. I need to decide how much to complete at this stage and what to leave till later. I do now have enough Moranium to hand to Kirsty, but it's not really going to achieve anything. I'm not interested in that, or that, or that, or that. Nope, nope. Nope. I particularly, when looking at that, I'm looking for social missions. Social missions send you over to someone else who's going to give you a more interesting mission later. So Carl still isn't offering the mission I wanted to hit from him. I've just recalled that I completed Mia's first mission, which I think will have given me access to the school blazer, which hilariously is the best armour I can wear at the moment, I think. Actually, the limited diving bodywear would be an upgrade for me right now, as would the swimsuit top. But no, the school blazer is the best I can get right now, so I'm going to stick that on. I'm going to put the last piece of my starter gear on as fashion wear. The school blazer takes every slot I have, so some pieces of armour take more slots than others. I'm going to give Lynn the scouter. Not sure if I want to put her in a tank top, though it might increase her stats. So that's one I can't do till later. The one by mission control is a recruitment it's a recruitment mission, but I'm not quite far enough in for that. I think I'm going to run around and try and plant a few probes at this point. So I'm just going to fast travel out into the middle of nowhere. I've still got the Sinicular mission as my objective, so I'm getting pointed there, but I'm not going to go there. So this is where we started out earlier, and there is a probe spot here, so I'm just going to plant this if I can. I think I can. I'm currently at 12.5% survey of Primordia. Needed to be 15 to start the next chapter. I might take it a bit beyond 15. That's taken up to 13.4. The gamepad tells you, once you've planted a probe, the gamepad tells you what you need to do to add to the survey percentage in the nearby areas. So it's telling me the spot I'm in right now, there's a yellow box to open to increase the survey percentage. I'm not sure where that yellow box is. closest one I can see on the map is underneath here, so I'm going to try this out. And that was the one. So I'm now at 14.5. I could very easily get up to the 15. So I think I'm going to take it quite a bit beyond 15 before moving on in the story. Because why not just enjoy this beautiful world for a bit? I'm hoping I can plant the probe over here. It might require level 3. Level 53 Millisaurs. Love these things. The Grexes are more of a concern because the Grexes will actually aggro me, even though the Millisaurs are more dangerous. So that requires mechanical level 3, which I do not have. So I'm actually now, at this point, going to jump over to the opposite end of the map. With fast travel. Because I know there are some probes I can plant over this way. Ooh, that is Luciole, who I do not want to aggro. I would die very quickly. However, even though it says Luciole aggroes, it has the red eye. It only aggroes if you basically stand right in front of his nose, or if you hit it first. Well, that's not aggroing. That's it defending itself. So yeah, it's a big nasty level 90, but doesn't hurt you unless you practically wave at it. Luciole's an interesting one because in the early game you see this big nasty level 90 creature, and a lot of people think that that's like one of the toughest enemies in the game, but actually it's one of the easiest high level enemies to fight. You can kill it. My easiest kill of it, I was controlling Elmer, so not even my main character. Your main character has the potential to be a lot stronger than any of the AI characters, but I was controlling Elmer. I let the rest of the team die, and I did a solo kill with a level 54 Elmer on foot of Luciole. I might try, if I carry this one on far enough, I might try and do this playthrough. If we're still going, I might try and do something similar. I might aim for even lower level kill or something like Luciole. Just show it can be done. A lot of the scary looking enemies are nowhere near as tough as you might think. But I can't take them at the moment. So there should be a probe point round here that I'm looking for, but it may be as maybe not reachable at the moment. So this might have been a bad spot. Oh dear, now that's very bad. I cannot win a fight against that guy. Oh, I died and was instantly resurrected. Grexes follow you a while. They're a real pain if you get aggroed by Grexes in a bad spot. But thanks to that quick revival from a teammate, I made my escape. So this is the northeast corner of Primordia I'm seeing here. Quite near to the next region over, which is Oblivia. I don't think I'm going to go into Oblivia at the moment, but what I will do is plant probes up here. First time you run anywhere, you should plant any probes you can so that you can fast travel there later. Obviously it counts to my survey percentage, so that has brought me over the 15% line that I need to be able to start the next story mission if I want to. But I think I should do a little bit more before I do that. So I'm just Just running around the side here. It is quite fun, all the different sort of spots you can get to with jumping in places. I'm hoping to just get over this, but not quite seeming to work, so maybe I might have to go back to the last bit and time the jump differently. There we go. So I want to go up and round to the right, which gets me onto the path towards Oblivia. I want to plant a probe nearer Oblivia. What level is that, Grex? Level 16. I don't want to take on a level 16 at the moment. Not with... I probably could do it if I switched back to being a drifter, but I don't want to do that. Because the only reason to fight enemies at this stage, well, obviously for defense if you need to, for quest objectives, or for leveling up your class. There's very, very little point in pure level grinding. Levels have minimal impact as the game goes on. Class levels have far more significance. But even so, I'm not intending to grind those particularly either. So it's a level 3 archaeological, so I can't plant that at the moment. Hoping I can plant the next probe that's just over here. Level 14. You know what? Let's try it. Ooh, we've aggroed the level 15. That's going to make this harder. Probably need to use my aura to finish this fight, but I was hoping I could get this. It's the aura's with the guns. I need the guns out to fill the secondary cooldown. Oh, excellent! Finally, first class level up. That gives me so much more. Sliding Slinger is an art I will probably be using for a large portion of the game, so I'll probably level that up almost straight away. Stream Edge is very powerful, but it's probably not going to be my choice because it's not going to fit in with the playstyle I'm going for, the sort of the build I'm working towards here, so I'm not going to work on Stream Edge. But Sliding Slinger is going to be the first art I level up as soon as this fight's over. Ooh, belt. And down he goes. So. Oh, wow. Lots of them aggroing me. I want to plant that probe over there, but I think I need to clear this guy out as well. So later on with Overdrive, arts with high hit counts are very important, and that's why Sliding Sling is a very good move. Also boosts your TP if you use it from the side, and TP is great for lots of things. Little combo you can use at this stage, won't be using it so much later on, is Sliding Slinger into Stream Edge, as Stream Edge does more damage if it follows a ranged move. As I said, it's not something amazing, but won't be using it as it goes on because I'll be ditching Stream Edge. But for now, that's quite a potent little set. Anyway, here's a probe that I can plant. There's a yellow box there. I'll just quickly see if I can take. I'm hoping not to die many times in this playthrough, so I've had that one death earlier against those Puges. I'm hoping that can be pretty much it. We'll see. I'm sure I will die at some other point, but anyway, so I've got 96 BP. Sliding Sling is never going to be that powerful an art, but if I expend a little bit, in fact, I think level 3 will do for now. So now it's a 15-second cooldown with 6 hits. To take it up to level 4, yeah, it'll do double the damage it was doing at the moment already, and have 75% of the cooldown. What's my next port of call going to be? Let's see. I'm going to check in on what I needed for those missions and see if I found any of it. So I've got what I need for the Better Latte Than Never. I haven't got the California Sunset. So I want to get the California Sunset, which means I need to explore a cave. I'm going to go somewhere where I know there's a cave. So you'll probably recognise this spot from earlier. Ran past here earlier, and I don't think I checked on this. I think we are genuinely salvaging treasure out of the middle of some Millisor dung there. Yeah, so I tried to plant the probe, which I couldn't. But if I run past, there's a cave the other side of the lake, which I can explore. Probably can't take on any of the enemies in it, but that's okay. That is okay, as I've said. Running around enemies, stealthing past them. This is all good stuff in this game. Yeah, so there's a nice little level 30. I want to stay a long way away from that thing at the moment. Enemy levels are not the best guide of how strong they are, but they are a useful guide. So you also have to consider their size. So that not only is a level 30, it's also quite big. It would kill me very fast. Cave actually has weaker enemies in. Pretty sure there's a mission that sends you in here later. I recall it now. It's after chapter 4, so it's quite a while off. So I am looking really for blue gems inside caves. I'm not seeing any blue gems, but I'm seeing a yellow box, so I'll raid that if I can. Let's see if it doesn't give me any survey. It did give me 2,000 credits and 20 EXP. Nothing special. Nothing special. I think one of the achievements is to have opened every single treasure. I'm not sure on that, but I don't think that's something I will ever achieve if that is one of the achievements. I do like looking for them, but I think there's a few too many. I need to get all of them. Excellent, here are some blue gems. Need to be a little careful of these level 10s. I could fight those if I was on ground. You cannot fight while swimming, unfortunately. So there's the California Sunset I needed. I will just try and get the yellow box the other side of the lake. Then I will probably fast travel back to NLA and close up the 2 missions I now have the stuff for. Be interested in what people think of the music in the cave. That's something that has earned some criticism, that they chose to have only one cave theme that plays in all the caves, and it's a little bit repetitive in some people's view. I think it's okay, nothing special. So yeah, not great, not terrible is my view. Anyway, there we go. So first I'm going to go to the industrial district. Go and see Yardley and give him his California sunset.
Great.
Working hard?
So he's all excited his machine will be up and running, and but then he tells us he doesn't actually have any money, so claims he'll be able to pay us later. But we get some experience from completing the mission, and it unlocks something else later on. Our next port of call, I suppose, is going to be in the commercial district. To see Joe and complete the better latte than never mission. To work on repairing her espresso machine, I think it was. The arrow on the map's directing me towards the Sunicular for that. The one that Connor told me to go and fight for him. So this is the spot for Joe, but she doesn't appear to be here. It's probably the wrong time of day. I'll just quickly change the time. In the previous game, you could change the time from the menu. In this game, you have to go to a bench, or a bench if you're in the city. Out in the world, one of the base camps. It pretends that you're having a kib is the way you change time. They try to add supposed sort of explanation for the changing the time. So apparently she told her boss that the espresso machine is sick and pretended it's a medical condition. But anyway, here's the pipes she needs. So now she's going to fix the espresso machine and make a latte for us. Apparently it's going to be an iced latte. But that doesn't work at all. So anyway, her boss is now worried about her as she's broken something and run away. I'm going to use fast travel because I know where she's run to. She actually runs to the residential district. And will now be standing outside the cathedral. So yeah, here she is. So she's run off. She thinks she can't go back to the shop, having broken something else. Let's just check what I'm meant to do. So I need supplies for her to fix the broken freezer with. Still need anhydrous radiators as well. An easy objective. I'll go and kill the 5 juvenile simiuses that Kirsty asked me to kill. Right, where are they? So, If I remember rightly, I can only ever find 4, so I normally end up fast travelling back to get the 5th. So you only have to kill 5 in total. They don't have to be on screen at the same time. The thing to note when doing this is that big thing over there is a level 80 Simius. It might get involved if it sees you hurting its younger relatives. So I'm just going to wait for him to turn away. Just as long as it doesn't get too close and see us, it's okay. So what I'm going to do at this point is bring another one into the fight to keep my cooldowns. Ooh, getting a bit nervous about how close that guy is. He's going the other way. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. That level 81 is surprisingly weak for its level, but at this stage in the game it could certainly kill us. I was hoping to bring another one into the fight, but I wasn't able to. That was probably a significantly better weapon for me that I just got. Let's have a look at that. I'm so currently wearing the most basic of basic weapons, and when you change class you automatically get given the weakest possible weapon for your new class. So that's what I was using, but honestly pretty much anything you pick up is better. Might try this. I should have waited for the cooldowns there. Doing that without was silly. Didn't do nearly as much damage as I could have done. Do another one. Yep, here's another one to bring in. Use the dual guns for a bit to charge my sliding slinger. Now let's charge some melee. So as I said, I can never find a 5th one. So I'll fast travel back, and they'll all respawn, and then I can just kill one. There's a yellow box there. Quick look at that. There's the box. Can't see it. There it is. So I'm about halfway from Blade level 2 to 3. I'm just going to swing out of my way to grab another yellow box that I've just seen. Oh no, it's further away than I thought it was. I was looking on the minimap, and sometimes it shows things on the edge of your minimap that are actually a lot further away.
Remember the day you fought me.
Locked and loaded. We should weaken them just to be safe.
Furious blast! Rising flame! Lightning slinger! Yes! Now tackle it up close! Furious blast! Ultra slash! Up belt!
in the monolith.
Still need 2 anhydrous radiators and another L002 fuel tank. I think the way to try and do that is to explore a bit of the northwest of Primordia. So I've done the northeast, but I've largely ignored the northwest. So I'll give that some attention now. It's actually the way you have to go for the next story mission. If you've been there in advance and planted probes, you can fast travel there for the mission rather than running there. There's no story element on the journey until you get out of Primordia. Oh dear, I might be about to die.
Sorry. The rest is up to you.
Difficult to survive here. Very difficult. Just hoping I can run far enough for them to de-aggro. Thankfully they're not targeting me. They're targeting my allies one at a time, which gives me a chance. And I did it. Level 30 odd Grexes are very annoying in the early stages of the game for this reason. That they run fast. They aggro easily. And they follow you quite a distance. There's meant to be a probe somewhere around here, but I think it's high up and unreachable at the moment. Oh, yes it is. I know exactly which one that is. It's one you have to fly to get to. So I won't be planting that probe. However, I see a yellow box on the map here, which I hopefully can get. $20 experience, 2,000 credits. Not great, not terrible. The whole game world in this is pretty impressive, just how big it all is. You can just run and run and run, and more and more impressive environments. So that level 8 over there, I think, is the bold sinicular target I've been given. And you might think a level 8 is not going to be too much of a problem, but I know it is. This level 11 here would be weaker, in fact. I may take this guy on, actually. As I said before, it's nice to kill every tyrant at least once. Let's charge my melee attacks first. So my hope here is that basically one fully charged version of each art will be enough to take him down. I'm going to wait for secondary cooldowns on everything rather than just using them straight away. Particularly ranged soul voices. They give you a bit of healing. They don't do that much for your damage. Oh no. I possibly made a mistake there. They're not going to kill it in time. Yeah. My only real hope is that Lynn might revive me, which she might do. She needs to reach 3000 TP. She's going up pretty quick if she hits him about 5 more times with a shield. No, not going to happen. So that's a death.
Be careful.
I was too careless. About 5 seconds away from being able to revive me, Gwyn would have got me. But didn't happen. Well, at least I'd gone past a landmark. so I didn't go back too far. So what I was trying to say is that that thing is probably weaker than the level 8 bowl Sunicular due to the size difference, but I then died to it, so not too sure what to say there. Almost certainly would stand no chance against the bowl Sunicular if I'm dying to that guy, who's much smaller. The point on the relative strength was accurate. The bit where I was wrong was on assuming I'd win that fight. I might have won it if I'd played it a bit better, if I'd caught a few more soul voices, rather than just wanting to charge up to do big hitting attacks. I was focusing on how to do high damage and not really thinking about staying alive, which was a relevant consideration. This yellow box is interesting. It's a bit of a pain for some people, as you can only open it by standing on top of it, and you can't open it while swimming. You can land on it with a flying scale, but if you want to open it before that, it's a run and a jump. From just the right spot, which is tricky to do. Probably try twice more, then I might leave it till another time. No, that's never going to work. Jumped far too soon. This can be done, I've done it before. There we go. Ooh, gives me a potential up augment and 4,000 credits. A potential up augment, I could use that, I suppose. It will add damage to my stream edge. The art I'm not really, well, the art I'm saying that is powerful at the moment, but I'm probably not going to use much in the future. But I suppose I could use it as a big hitter for a little while, and it will add damage to that. Hoping there was a way out up here. I'm not sure if there is. Maybe if I can get just onto there. Maybe not. Slightly worrying how what shape these people would end up in with all of these falls and jumps and falls. Game explains a bit about that later on, though. So, I'll comment on it later when it comes up later. But I don't think in real life we'd be able to be as acrobatic as these people are without suffering some pretty bad consequences from it physically in the long term. The body would be pretty wrecked. I'm swimming against the current here, is the reason I'm going quite so slowly. And I have made it to close to the northeast corner of Primordia now. There's some pretty dangerous enemies up to the left that I really don't want to mess with at the moment. Over here, I believe, there's a probe plant, and also I am coming up on this mission for Kirsty. It's just over here somewhere, and there's the probe as well. Planting this probe will save me a lot of time later, because this is basically where the story of the next story mission starts. It's sort of just within sight of this probe. So when I do get round to starting that story mission, I will fast travel here to kick it off. So, no fuel tanks and no anhydrous radiators yet. And I'm not quite sure where to look for them, to be honest. I was hoping I'd find them easily enough. Oh, a little Seward is after me. Not sure if I can be bothered. Yeah, I can't bother with this. Actually, it's going to take so long running away, I just may as well.
Leave this to me.
It's on. Focus your flame. Lightning slinger. Green
edge. What else can I be doing? I suppose one thing I can do is fast travel back to Kirsty, because I've finished her mission now.
How's it going?
So I accidentally pressed boast, which annoys Kirsty, but it doesn't really matter. And whatever I did out there was enough to unlock this mission from Carl, which I was hoping to pick up. Or maybe he only gives it at night. Maybe that's why I couldn't get it earlier. Anyway, either way. So he's been given a mission to go and fight some monsters in a cave, and he doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to accept that. I'm going to take the mission for him. Not sure if it's fastest to go high or low here. I'll go low. Double around here. So here we go. Here's the spot. So we get to the cave and we call up the man who sent us here. Well, firstly we see that the monsters are these very small babies, and then we call up Carl and say, yeah, we found them, bunch of young uns, and so Carl now gives you the choice, and you can complete the mission either by ignoring them. Go back to Carl, he'll pay us for doing it. He'll tell Blade HQ they've been dealt with, even though they haven't been. And he'll say it's always on us that they're still alive, and but they're babies, so who cares? Or we can kill them first. I'm going to go with killing them. I prefer the dialogue you get, and there are other reasons for it. It doesn't affect anything that significant, but there is an impact later on of which choice you make here. And I definitely prefer the outcome if you choose to kill them. And need to be remembering to use my soul voices or I'm going to die. It's quite a lot at once, this fight. Yeah, let's take this guy down. Ah, too slow. Too slow for the soul voice.
Problem solved.
And then their mum shows up. Gonna put up an aura for this one. Is there another appendage I can lock onto? Yep, good. So, the thing I really like about this class that I've picked is you really just deal out loads of damage. So I just ranked up and got some new art. Well, got a new art there. I should check out what that is and whether I should be upgrading it. Upper hand is not a good art particularly. If you're working on this class, so I'm not going to be doing much with that. I won't be using, well, I might use it a little bit. Shadow Runner, which I'll learn soon, is better. Well, that's what I'm actually going to use and upgrade. Snora I'll be using a lot. Yeah, I might put one level into Stream Edge, even though I don't intend to take it that far. It's just an incredibly powerful move. So. Boosting the damage that it does is an incredibly powerful move for this stage in the game. So actually I'm going to take it to level 3. I'm going to leave the rest as they are. Because it'll be a while till I get anything more powerful than Stream Edge. Executioner will be the step up I get, and that's a long way on. He also said I learnt a skill, so I've got Agile Gunslayer, boost my evasion, Steady Hand, boost ranged accuracy, and boosted bullets, which boosts ranged attack. I'm going to put Agile Gunslayer and Gunslinger and Steady Hand on. I'm not going to upgrade either of those though. And I'm going to fast travel back to Carl. And that's probably about enough to do before diving into the next story mission. So I could do. There's a stack of recruitment missions I could do to get more characters. So anyway, the dialogue here with Carl, he basically starts talking about how there was we killed the children, then the mum showed up and we killed the mum too, and stuff, and he's all upset about it. Says it's a bit of a bummer. Wish didn't exist. Almost, he seems to be saying. But you get 130 EXP and you get a Forerunner's uniform. That Forerunner's uniform, I think, is the best armor available right now. So my school blazer I was wearing. So the Forerunner's uniform, okay, it's the same defense as the school blazer. It gains an appendage crusher, which will boost the damage I do, and it has a stack of extra resistances. It has less physical resistance, which is a shame, but I think it will make up for it with the other ones. So I'm going to stick that on. If I were to remove the fashion gear at the moment, I'd look like this, which I think looks really silly, so I will keep the fashion gear on. And then I think I'm going to stick Lynn now in the school blazer, which will sort out her resistances. It loses quite a lot of her melee attack. Okay, so the gear that Lynn is currently wearing has melee attack up on basically every piece of gear, which makes her do more damage, but I'd rather keep her alive. Linda's our tank, she aggroes the enemy and stays alive. This school blazer will help her with that because it boosts her defense a lot. And I think, consistent with what I'm doing with my main character, I'm then going to whack on all her starting gear as fashion gear. Okay, that's a little bit of changing gear around. So yeah, I think the plan will be for next time to pick up Elma and go and do chapter 4.
Really?
So I might finish it off in the barracks. So I'm ready to do that as soon as I start next time. I'll probably in the next part I will pick up and hopefully complete chapter 4 all in pretty short order. There are some other affinity missions I could do. I think there's so we were soldiers I could do, though if I don't recruit anyone I'd be forced to do it with a team of 3 because it doesn't allow Arena, Gwyn or Doug, who are the only other allies I have at the moment. I could do a recruitment mission to get someone else, then do that, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. And then there's the repair job I could do. I'd have to pick up Elma, and I'd need to be level 13. And at the moment, I'm level 12. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save right here, and for next time, I'll be going straight into chapter 4 because I think I've done enough. I haven't finished those other couple of missions I had, but those can wait. There's a high chance I'll find the items I need for them while running around doing chapter 4, for instance, well, en route to and from. If not, I'm sure they will turn up. I'm not going to just run around Primordia now. I've planted a decent selection of probes just to double check for next time. So yeah, I have to have Elmer and Lynn. I need to survey 15%. I've done 19.6% of Primordia and do Blade level basics and the Pro Professional. Those were the first 2 missions I did. So yeah, all in good order. Next time we'll grab Elmer and start the mission. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me feedback and comments on how I could make it more fun if I could. Right, and that will be it.